Good evening, everybody. So, welcome to another episode of Talk with Pavli. This is an evening where I invite you to come on board with me, have a discussion, have an opinion that is all welcomed here. This is for you. This is my way of sharing my experience, my intuitive mediumship downloads that I get during these talks. And I absolutely love doing this with you guys. So please welcome. And I am going to press the Facebook Live. As you know, I do try to do both at the same time so that I have bigger exposure for more of you to join in as well. So I would like to start this next episode of Talk with Pavli. And today we are going to be discussing the love languages. Now, the love languages are such a beautiful and really interesting topic to cover because a lot of relationships these days are really struggling. A lot of people are struggling to find out what it is that they actually want, what is it that they require from one another. So this is a really great topic to cover, and I'm excited to have you here for the discussion. So I can see that I've got some usual guests. Hello, Tiana and Veronica. Lovely to have you here, guys. I look forward to having this evening with you and sharing all my knowledge. So before you start asking questions, I've actually gotten some questions myself. And as it will be, I have forgotten them. So just give me 1 second and I will just fetch them. If you've got a question, you can type the question out in the meantime. And here I am, back again. I actually am really excited tonight because I managed to find out how to connect to this Go Live video stream on YouTube. And last week, or last time, 2 weeks ago, I really struggled with that. So I'm really chuffed that today I was perfectly on time, guys. So I've had a couple of people asking me their questions with regards to the topic as soon as I posted it online. So I'm really hoping that some of these questions are going to resonate with you. And if they sparkle something within you that you might want to ask, please do, guys. This is a discussion. This is about you and me interacting with each other. Okay, so question number 1. If I know my partner's love language, do I have to change mine to match his? So before we get into the question, I maybe just want to start with regards to explaining what love languages are. So love languages are the predominant language that you understand and receive love from others. Now, we're not talking about we're not talking about something completely on the surface. We're talking something really deep. We're talking about, how you fill your cup, what makes you happy, what makes you feel loved and appreciated by those around you. So we have 5 main love languages, and those are words of affirmation. So that is something that you can receive through words. When somebody says, I really appreciate you, I love you, thank you for doing this for me, I'm so happy to be with you. Those are the kind of words that would fill you up if your love language is words of affirmation. Then we've got the next one, which is acts of service. Acts of service is a love language that requires you to do something for the other person usually without them asking. So if, for example, you can see that the washing machine is broken and your wife or your husband need to do washing, act of service love language, you would go and fix the washing machine to help them out, or you would see them sweeping the floor and you would take the mop out and you would start mopping where they swept already. They come home from a difficult day, you'll make them dinner because that requires you to do something for the other person, to tell them that you love them. Does that make sense? Then we've got gifts. Gifts, very easy, very simple. You show your appreciation for another person by gifting them something, buying them a little surprise, getting them a box of chocolate, going really out of your way for their birthdays, for Christmas, spoiling them on Valentine's. But I mean, like really spoiling, because gifts, we all enjoy giving each other's gifts. But this is really, if this is your love language, then you will go out of your way. You will make it bigger and grander. So there will be more wrapping paper than normally. There would be bigger bows around the presents. There will be more presents than just few, because that's how you show the other person that you love them. We also have touch. So again, pretty simple, but a lot of people mistake touch love language as very sexual, and it's not, because we can also receive love if our love language is love through massage, through gentle touch, a hug, a hand on the shoulder to say, hey, I know this has been a difficult time for you. So anything with regards, or if you say that, for example, your leg is hurting and the person offers to rub it with oil or something like that. So that would then be the touch. Okay. And then we've got, what did we say? Quality time. So we're missing the fifth one, which is a quality time. Quality time is a love language that is a love language where you need to give the other person undivided attention. And the reason why I paused there, because my daughter came into my mind straight away. Her love language is quality time. And I've known this from a very young age, but I am going to be talking about children as well and their love languages. So I will go back to this story. But this is the love language where you have to give the other person undivided attention, or you expecting undivided attention if your love language is quality time. So, if you are playing a game, you must play game, not be half on your phone and half playing the game. If you are going to, I don't know, go to the zoo or a trip in nature, or playing mini golf, you need to be physically and mindfully there in the moment. The other person must feel you in there. So those are the 5 love languages that we have, and each of us have one predominant love language. Now, there are different theories around this, but I truly resonate with the one where the love language is determined within you within the first maybe 6 years of your life. It can be sooner, but it's around the sixth year of age where people start noticing that the kids have a specific need when it comes to receiving or giving love to the people around them. So we are born with one predominant love language, but we also have all the others to support us. So my love language is words of affirmation, but it doesn't mean that I don't enjoy touch or I don't enjoy acts of service. But if I'm really sad, words of affirmation is what will make me feel better, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's pretty much kind of like a starting point with regards to love languages. So let me know how this resonates with you guys. Send me your questions or any comments that you might be having with regards to what I've said, what I've shared with you. The issue that very often happens, we fall in love and everything is amazing, and we do a lot of things for each other, and we tend to kind of sway to our partner's love language because um, you know they knew in our lives we want to make them happy. And this is where the beginning of a lot of couples struggle starts, because my love language is words of affirmation. My new partner's love language might be touch. I am going to try to please him at first because I want him to be happy upon everything else in this world. And so I will take on more love language touch than I would words of affirmation at the beginning of the relationship. Now, the issue that happens with this is that my partner is going to get used to the idea that my love language might also be touch, because now I am so in tune with him. And it's not so, because my love language cannot change. My love language stays the same. Comes the period where the pink glasses are off now, and we go into the real deal of a relationship. And what happens there is, all of a sudden, I start missing receiving words of affirmation, because now I've used all of my energy and all of my love onto my partner, giving him the touch that he needs to make him feel really loved, but I'm not receiving any words of affirmation back. And so all of a sudden, I start to feel deprived, and I start to feel like, I'm kind of running out of fuse here. And I'm going to start asking for my love language. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this. Let me put it in this way. When you are hurting inside because the other person is not doing what will make you happy, what do you take away first? Usually, it is your love language that you will take away first. Because the same way that we receive love, we also punish. And I'm going to put punish in inverted commas because we don't really punish through that. But us believing that when I take away my love language from you, you're going to feel hurt, because that's what would happen if you took my love language from me. Does that make sense? So if my love language is words of affirmation, I will take away my kind words from you because I'm hurting inside. And I'm hoping that by me taking it away from you, you are going to feel that as well. And then you're going to start giving me what I need. Do you understand, guys? Makes sense? So, and this is the difficult part, because if partners are speaking on two different love languages, they kind of doing this to each other, right? And I'm going to try really hard to show you how much I love you through words of affirmation. I'm going to keep telling you that I love you and you mean the world to me, and I cannot be happier, and I really appreciate you and admire you and all of that. And yet you're going to still look really sad because your love language is touch, and I haven't touched you, I haven't hugged you other than a quick brief kiss for 2 weeks because I've got a serious deadline at work and I'm really stressed out because our baby is sick, or whatever the reason is, but I'm just not giving you your love language. And so there comes the miscommunication where I'm going to start to feel really sad because I'm trying so hard, but I'm not getting anything from you. And arguments start to happening in the relationships, and people start to feel quite alone in a relationship. And so it is absolutely important to learn your own love language. First of all, I always say learning about you must be the priority. Because if you know what your love language is, you are able to then articulate it to the next person in your relationship. And then it's up to the other person to decide whether they want to give you love in your love language or not. And that's okay. right? Then you deal with the consequence of their choices. But if they if you don't know what your love language, then you can't really navigate your partner to love you the way you can understand. Make sense, guys? I hope so, because this is a really important topic, and I'm hoping that I'm saying it in a way that you can understand. Um, if you can maybe just, if you don't want to share your name, that's okay, but maybe just drop me a comment where you are in the world, just so that we can kind of see where people are at. Drop a little hi if you can, that would be really great. So that we can start creating a little community here. You know, I am definitely not good at this presentation thing. You know, sometimes you might even pick up that I go there and there and there and there because I need you guys in this. I'm not good at presenting, sharing. You know, I talk, I feed off the other person that I'm having an interaction with. So, but those that have known me for a while and those that have been following this channel, you would know that already by now. So I'm hoping that you are here and you can drop us a little hi, or maybe let us know where you're from. Um, so yeah, with regards to the relationships, what happens then is everything else gets affected, because if I feel unloved, and you might be giving me a loads of other ways, or you might be letting me know that you love me in lots of other ways. But if it's not my predominant love language, I will feel it, but I won't necessarily feel it. Make sense? Yeah. Do you know what I'm getting at? So it will be difficult for me to really, truly be connected in the relationship because I'm just simply feeling empty. My love cup is empty. Okay. And this can be prevented 100%. If you understand your love language, and if you and your partner take the time to understand each other's love language, then you can start navigating your partnership in a way that you can really be supportive of one another. And that is absolutely the pillar of every successful relationship. Okay, we have to be there for each other in the way that the other person needs us to be. I hope we're getting this, guys. Let me know what you're thinking so far. What do you think about love languages? Do you think they are important? Please drop yes or no. Do you think that it's important for you to know your love language and then your partner's love language? Drop a comment. Okay, we've also got, are there tests you can do to see what your love language is? Yes, absolutely. So there are loads of quick ways to find out what your love language is. What I would do is I would probably go back to Armstrong, because he's really, really good. His book, Love Languages, is incredible. So I would go to the original one, but there are a lot of tests that you can actually see online as well. And, you know, I'm the kind of a person that would do maybe 2 or 3 just to be sure. So there are certain questions that you will be asked in those tests with regards to how do you receive love? What do you do when you are hurting? What do you take away from the other person when you are hurting? When you want to let them know that you are upset about something, so that you can really start understanding what is your predominant love language. So I would strongly recommend that if you don't know what it is for you, you do the tests online, okay, and find out. On the East Coast, lucky you guys. I hope you are having fun down in Durban, going to Cape Town. Wow. Okay. So good question. And keep them coming, guys, because this is what this is about, right? This is about discussion between us and you asking question and me hopefully being able to answer them. Are the love languages applicable between friends and friendships as well? 100%. Because I might not tell you how much I love you, but I can definitely tell you that I appreciate you and that you've done an excellent job with this property. I don't know, something, whatever you guys do. So I can support you in the way, as a friend, in the way that you understand and in the way that you feel supported the most. So also strong relationships are built on knowing what the other person needs, what the other person requires when they feel down, when they feel low, so that you can make them feel better as a friend. So absolutely 100%. Another point that I want to make here, which I think is absolutely crucial, is family dynamics. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. I would really recommend for everybody to read the book, The Five Love Languages. What I'll do is I'll post it afterwards on the description thingy so that you can guys have a look. But it is the cover that I've taken and I put it in the thumbnail. I hope that that makes sense. I'm still not very good with all these like technical terms and stuff, but hopefully. The reason why I would like you to read them is because it'll give you bigger understanding. And now everything is online, 100%. So you might find the information online, and that's fine too. I prefer paper books. So for me, the book is really crucial piece of artwork that I have at home. But when you read and when you educate yourself on the love languages, you can also apply it for your family members. And even though your family might not be open to do the tests and find out exactly what their love language is, you will kind of get an understanding of what it is. Because, you know, if they're coming to you and they touch you quite a bit, or they give you a hug a lot, or they just massage your head while you're watching TV, you will kind of get the hint that their love language might be touch. And this is so helpful because our families, the dynamic within our families are very often so difficult that knowing what the other person's love language is will make it so much easier for you to communicate, for us to create deeper connections with our family members, and sometimes even overcome difficulties, traumas. Because if I understand that my love language is words of affirmation, I'm going to give you an example because I'm not quite sure how else to put it. So my love language is words of affirmation. And my mom said something when I was 14 years old that absolutely crushed me. And she said it because she was upset, obviously, as we all get. But it cut me so deep because my love language is words of affirmation. If my love language was touch, I probably would be hurt, but I'll be going, whatever. Now, because my love language is words of affirmation, her words really devastated me as a child. And it took me a very, very long time to get over that. Thank goodness I went and visited a great psychologist at the school, and she helped me to then bring it up with my mom, which was terrifying, guys. I think speaking to our parents sometimes can be the most terrifying thing that we have to ever do. But me speaking to my mom made her aware that her words really mean a lot to me. And once she realized that, she became a lot more careful as to how she spoke to me when she was upset. And so that really made an impact on our relationship going forward. Had she not known that, she would carry on saying things being upset, not meaning them, but hurting me really deeply. Does this make sense, guys? Does the example make sense to you? Do you understand what I'm trying to do with it, what I'm trying to say? So it's absolutely crucial. I feel that these days as well, because there is so many emotions, so many shifts that are happening around us, to us, to people in our circles, that we really take the time to understand our love languages and the love languages of those around us, so that we can also kind of navigate the relationships knowing what the other person might require to feel better if they are hurting. Okay, so that we can make them feel better, and then hopefully the energy can change and then shift. Um, okay, so can your love language change over time? Absolutely not. So there is a fluctuation at times, because if I'm going through a really difficult period at work and I'm coming home really late, then I would really appreciate a dinner on the table, or dinner being made in the evening, so that I don't have to cook when I come home after a really long day. However, that is temporary, because I am going through something in this moment, and I need that little bit of a help that's going to make me feel really great. However, though, my love language is still words of affirmation. So if I receive this dinner from you every single day for 2 weeks because I'm doing this project, once the project is done, I'm immediately going back to my love language, which is words of affirmation. And I'm going to start needing to hear the words that I need to hear. Make sense? Ooh, that's a lovely question. Are there love languages that are incompatible? Mm, Love the question. Probably going to answer it a little bit around. So, yes and no. No love languages can be incompatible. However, what happens is, if my love language is, let's say, touch, and you refuse to touch me, you refuse to be intimate with me, knowing that my love language is touch, then our relationship is going to go through a real strain. At the same time, though, please don't mistake in this that if my love language is touch, you must now go beyond what you are comfortable with to please me because my love language is touch. That's not the point. In a relationship any relationship that we build with another person, we work on a give and take measures, right? So we start creating equilibrium, harmony within the relationship. And so what I'm referring to here is, if you are going through a rough time and your love language is touch, I will touch you more. I will give you your comfort more than I would normally do if my last love language option is touch. But I will do it because I know that in that moment, this is what will make you feel the most loved, and therefore the strongest to deal with whatever you need to deal with. So I will give you that touch because I love you. Makes sense? So it's not that I must now do it because it's your love language. I will do it because I want to make you feel better. I want to see you happy again. I want to help you through this period. Yeah? With me, guys? Let me know. Okay, I'm going to go back to the question. If I know my partner's love language, do I have to change mine to match his? I hope what I've just said has kind of answered this question that a client of mine has asked me during the week. So we absolutely cannot change our love language. We cannot force our love language to be different to what it actually is by nature. So don't try to change it, but be aware of what the other person might need as well. Okay. Another question that I've got here from my clients. Nothing I do for my husband is ever good enough. Why? Okay. So this was a discussion that I had actually about a week and a half ago with a client of mine. And she was complaining that I do so much for my husband and nothing is ever good enough for him. He never appreciates it. He never says thank you. And when we started talking a little bit more, it became quite apparent that she is doing acts of service all the time. She will do everything around the house. Her husband doesn't have to do absolutely anything. But his love language is not acts of service, which means that he will see that the house is clean and the washing machine is clean and working, and I don't know, the broken door is fixed now and the curtain is back on again, and whatever you call it, right? Everything around the house is done. His wife spent hours and hours and hours trying to make their home really a lovely place for her husband to come home to so that he can relax. However, though, her husband's love language was gifts, which means that without receiving gifts, he wasn't able to feel the love that she was trying to show him with acts of service. Just 1 minute. I'm going to open the door for my doggies. Here you go. You're meaning me. So, what happened is, because his love language was gifts, he couldn't quite understand the weight of all the acts of service that his wife was trying to do for him to make him happy, to make him less stressed. What he needed from her was to love him the way that he needed to be loved in that moment. And because she wasn't aware of what the love language was, she couldn't give it to him because she kept forcing her love language onto him. Does it make sense? So I hope that this answers your question, Stella, as well, with regards to your question. I know you are watching somewhere. I'm not sure if you are on YouTube or Facebook. Okay, I've got another question here. Let's see what we've got here. How do you communicate your love language to others? Again, I would be a little bit careful here. So it's different communication with others around us, and it's different. Sorry, that was just my daughter sending me a kiss. And it's another communication that you would have with your life partner, because your life partner, you would expect to have this open communication as to what your needs are in the relationship. Am I right? Whereas with the people around you, your friends, your colleagues, you can communicate your needs rather than, oh, this is my love language. So if I'm hurting and something is happening to me in my personal life and my work colleague comes up to me and asks me, are you okay? Is there anything that I can do? Then based on my love language, I can then tell them, it's okay, just coming up to me and saying that you care is enough. Now, I'm not saying my love language is words of affirmation, but what I am saying is I know what I want, and what I need right now is for you to acknowledge how I'm feeling, because those are part of words of affirmation. So I'm able to communicate what I need. I hope that this makes sense. Please let me know, guys. I'm going to read up the question so that everybody knows what I'm going to answer. In previous relationships, it sometimes feels like people used the knowledge of love language to manipulate the relationship. How does one protect yourself from this? Okay, can you maybe elaborate a little bit more on the manipulation part? Like, how would they manipulate it? And remember, everything in a relationship is about open communication. So if I feel that you are now manipulating my love language, or your love language, it's my duty to say that. It's my duty to put boundaries and say, okay, I don't feel that this is okay. Or can we talk about this, because you've been doing this a lot and I'm not sure, or you've been wanting this from me a lot and I'm not sure where it's coming from. So maybe if you can give me some examples or how you felt manipulated, what the partner would do, that would be really great. And I'm just going to read another question that I've got here from someone that contacted me on Facebook when they find out what the next talk is. Uh, what happens to relationship where the couple doesn't know their love language? Okay. So I think I've spoken about this already, so I don't really want to go too much into the detail. I'd rather answer other questions that people might have. Please send me some comments if you've got guys on Facebook as well. If you are watching, I can see a few of them there, so that would be really awesome. I just feel from my own experience that if love language is not clearly communicated in a relationship, it can be truly detrimental to the relationship. Okay, so just be mindful of that, because then you are kind of a single vessel in the relationship, and that's not how it's supposed to be. That's not what partnership is about. Okay. Okay, so the elaboration is like giving gifts when they do things that were not right, but keeps on doing the things and giving gifts. Okay. All right. So you mean, and let me know with yes or no, that when I do something wrong, I go and buy you a bunch of flowers and I bring it home, and therefore what I did wrong is now okay because I now got you a bunch of flowers. Is that a yes? Let me know. I'll wait for that confirmation, guys, just to make sure that I got it right. But I think I know where we're heading with this one. And it's such an important part of this topic as well. Now, any parents out there that are watching me right now, please send a yes or a thumbs up or something so that I know who here is a parent. Okay. Let me know, guys. I'm going to wait for your thumbs up, because this next thing that I'm going to be discussing is going to be for you, for the parents out there, okay, with kids. Okay, so the answer is yes. So if I do something wrong and I buy something, chocolates, flowers, and I give it to you, all I have done is giving you what you haven't asked to make lesser of, I don't know how to say it in English, to make lesser of the issue that I've created with my behavior. That's not okay, and that's got nothing to do with love languages. That is just a manipulation, right? And that's unhealthy. And I know it very well because I experienced it firsthand with my ex-husband, as well as at home between my mom and dad. Where my dad would do something silly and he will then go and buy flowers or ice cream for my mom and think that it's okay. It's not, because even if my love language is gifts, this is not a gift given from love. This is a gift given from a manipulator, from a calculated perception. Does that make sense? I'm not sure if the words are letting me down here, but I do hope that I'm making the point clear. It's because I need you to stop worrying about what I did. So therefore, I'm going to give you something, hoping that you're going to forget about what I did. You have to hold the other person accountable always. We have to be responsible for our actions, and we have to accept that we are going to get a reaction back, right? It's not that we are not going to talk about it now because you've given me a bunch of flowers. Absolutely not. I can take the flowers and say thank you, but you still need to be held accountable for what you did earlier. So don't mistake gifts based on guilt for a love language. Yeah, makes sense. And I like the comment here, breaks the trust 100%. That's not what love language, even gifts love language, is about. Okay, I'm giving you something because I love you and I want to show you how much I love you and how much you mean to me. That is why I want to gift you something, not because I did something wrong and I need you to be better or I need you not to be mad at me. Make sense? Okay, so I did mention parents, and so I hope that if you are there, that you can relate to this. And if I am saying something that you are resonating with, give a thumbs up. If you have any questions with regards to what I'm going to say now, please send it out there in the comments, and I will very gladly have a look at what we've got. So, as a parent, it is absolutely crucial, especially in today's difficult times, because our children are born with completely different DNAs, completely different programming than we were when we were kids. Okay, and I'm talking about me in the 40s kind of a age. And because we are going through so much as a population, it is absolutely crucial that we learn our children's love language so that we can support them the way they need to be supported, and we can teach them about their love language as well. So I'm going to use an example. If your child's love language is gifts, as a parent, it is your responsibility to teach them when it is healthy to give a gift to a friend and when it is bordering with buying the friendship with the gifts. Because remember, it might also be, but I love you, I want to be your friend, I want to be your friend, they have this, take this, I'm going to spend all my money in the tuck shop buying you everything, whatever you want, because I really want to be your friend. I mean it from a very good place, because my love language is gifts, and therefore I am buying you all these things because I really care for you and I really want to be your good friend. You, on the other hand, are taking that and using it. And so I also need to be made aware, hopefully by my parent, that if this friend is not reciprocating back at me, then I have to also start standing my grounds and not overextend my love language. Does that make sense, guys? Please let me know. If you are a parent, let me know how this resonates. Also, as children, very often you will notice in your child as early as, okay, so I'm going to be maybe a little bit biased here, but my daughter's love language was established when she was 3.5, which is super, super early. But usually around the age of 5, 6, you should start seeing some sort of a behavioral pattern with your child as to what do they do when they are upset? What do they take away from you when they are upset? So I'll give you an example. So again, this can become more real. When my daughter was about 3.5-ish, 3 and few months, I really battled to get her ready for school in the mornings, because she would wake up so early, guys. She would wake up between 4:30 and 4. I mean, by the time I got to work at 8 o'clock, I had like an entire day behind me of playing and building and creating. And every time I wouldn't do something for her that she wanted, or I wouldn't give her something that she wanted, she would cross her little arms and she'll say, well, I'm not going to play puzzle with you then. Or I'm not going to play a game with you. And I didn't understand it at first, but I started to notice that when she woke up so early and I wouldn't want to play with her because I still wanted to sleep, she would get really upset, and then she would refuse to do anything. Brush her teeth, get ready, get dressed, have breakfast, none of that. But if I spend half an hour, 20 minutes of unconditional, undivided playtime with her, doing whatever we wanted to do in the morning, she would dress up and get ready for school with total ease, no fighting whatsoever. And so slowly I started to understand that there is some sort of a pattern here. And every time she was upset with me, she was trying to take away from me what would hurt her the most if I took that away from her? Like playing, like building the puzzle with her. That for her would be the worst punishment, not giving her the attention, because her love language is quality time. And so when I understood that, and then I studied the love languages and all of that, and when I understood that, I was able to then navigate our mornings and obviously the rest of our lives, but the mornings especially, to make sure that I filled her love cup. So we would play, we would build a Lego, we would do whatever we wanted to do to make sure that she receives that 20 minutes of unconditional love from me. And then she would be happy to do what she needed to do. And what was also important, and this is really important for us parents, so I hope that you guys are listening. When she was upset and needed my attention, and I couldn't give it to her, I was able to articulate it to her in the way that she understood. So important. So if I couldn't have a quality time with her, I would say something like, I'm so sorry. I know that you really want to build this puzzle now. You want to spend time with mommy, but I really need to do this, and it's going to take me about 10 minutes. So, can we set a timer? And can you allow me to finish this work? And after that, we're going to do this much of quality time, and go and choose the games that you want to play, or go and pick up the puzzle that you want to build with me, and we will do just that. But you first have to give me these 10 minutes to finish off what I need to do. Now, what happens here is, firstly, you are acknowledging what the child really needs, which means that you understand them. You're making them feel that you hear them, you see them. You're not dismissing it. You're saying that it's really important to you too. But at the moment, there is something that you need to do, which is normal, right? We have our duties as parents. And you are giving them an understanding that once this is done, I am going to give you this quality time that you want. And so the child is more likely going to sit down on the couch quietly and wait for you, because now they understand that as soon as you are done, you're going to come to them and do it, whatever they wanted you to do. Obviously, the important part here is you have to go back and do it then, guys. Don't let 10 minutes pass and then another 2 hours passed and then you kind of forget about it, because that's disappointment. We don't want to be dealing with that. So if you say 10 minutes, set the timer, and after the timer is finished, you have to go, even if you haven't finished your task, you have to finish it afterwards, because you've made a promise. We don't break the promises. Make sense? Let me know, parents. Would be interesting to start checking what comes up in relation to love language in relationships, especially when things get difficult. See what is underlining in an interaction. 100%, absolutely. It's so important to especially start checking in the times that are difficult, guys. When we are stressed, when we feel under pressure, when we feel unloved or unhappy about something, disappointed, what is the first thing that you would take away from your partner, guys? Let me know. If you are shy, at least say it out loud to yourself. Acknowledge it to yourself. For me, it is the words, the kind words, the reassurance, the compassion, the understanding. I take that away because now I'm hurting. So hopefully by me taking that away, you're also going to feel the hurt, and then we can kind of start doing things about something that is not working for us. Okay. So I hope that this is making sense, guys. Please let me know in the comments if you can. I really love having this discussion with you and this back and forth, because this is what my talks are all about. It's not about me coming on here and talking for an hour. I don't like to do that. I like to interact with you guys. So you are making this possible. Okay. Thank you for being here with me. Okay. Another beautiful question that one of my clients has asked me a long time ago, but I thought it was such a beautiful question, so I made a note of it. Can my kids have a different love language to me and my husband? Absolutely, yes. You might find a family, um, four members of family, and all four will have different love language. Now, the tricky part here is to bring everybody kind of together and find a common ground, right? But you will still have to give mommy the touch that she needs, and you still need to give your youngest the words of affirmation that she needs, and you still need to give dad the acts of service that he needs, and you need to give your older child the touch that he needs. So even though you all might be communicating at certain common grounds, you still have to be mindful of each other's love language, the main love language that you have. Okay. Um, and another question which I really like is how early, okay, so this is the one that I've already spoken about, is how early can my child's love language be detected? So as I said, about 5, 6 years of age. And then I've got another one, beautiful question here, again, for parents. Can I see my child's love language change over time? No, we cannot. Um, because we have all five love languages present in our space all the time, you might see that it'll fluctuate with your child as they go through different stages, because the child development will then ensure that in that time, certain love language will be the most important one. But even if there is a period of time where for their self-esteem, they will need lots of reassurance, lots of words, lots of expression. Their love language, their main love language, will still remain whatever it is, even during this time. So you will notice that there might be certain things that will come up to the surface a little bit more at some point, but they will always go back to the one. Make sense? Okay, so that's it for the questions that I've received. I don't know if any of you have any more questions, guys. Then we're gonna just wrap it up. I'm not sure if there is anything else that you would like to know about love languages, and why they are so important. I said on the thumbnail, I think it was, or the description, how do love languages shape our relationships? Well, they shape the relationships in such a way that if you understanding each other's love language, you can really become supportive, loving, and understanding partner. And then any issue that might come up, any difficulty, any potential challenges that might come into the relationship, you will be able to deal with them in a much stronger position because you are aware of each other's love languages. So you will deal with it in a way that the person will get least hurt. Yeah. So you will be able to use the person's love language to break in a difficult communication, difficult conversation that you need to have with your partner. You can smooth the situation after you have broken the difficult conversation by using the love language. This is not a manipulation. This is understanding that now I need to fill in your cup. I need to make sure that you are feeling loved again after I have spoken to you about this and this issue. Because you understanding that this is how the person operates. Makes sense? Let me know. No. So there is another beautiful question here. Can you develop your love language like a muscle or a skill? No, unfortunately, you can't. We all are born, it's the same as emotions, right? We are all born with the same scale of emotions. And then through our development, through our first couple of years on this earth, we start using certain emotions more, or we feel certain emotions more because of the environment that we are in. But it doesn't mean that we haven't been born with the other emotions as well. It's just that we don't get to use them as much. This is the same thing. We all are born with the same 5 love languages. There is no other options. There is no, maybe sixth one there and seventh one there, and I've got something special, and I've got a different one, and I've got a mixture. You might find that you are kind of in between 2 love languages. And it has happened a couple of times, but when you start thinking about it, you will always find that there is one that is just a little bit above the other. Okay. And it's not something that you can learn. It's not something that you can relearn as well, guys. If your love language is words of affirmation, you cannot tell yourself that your love language is going to be touch because your partner's love language is touch. It's not going to work. You can do it for a certain amount of time, just to please that person, or maybe forget about your own love language because it's too sore. But eventually you will have to go back to feeling your own love language and navigating your life from your own love language, because you cannot just decide that you no longer want this one and you're going to now use this one. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so you will eventually have to go back to your truth and then deal with that. Make sense? It is a good way to deepen a relationship. The better you understand someone, the closer you can become. 100%, absolutely. And also, the better you understand yourself, the better you are able to stand present for the other person. Yeah, I think this is a really nice way to understand the importance of it. Because if I understand what makes me happy, and if I understand what makes me sad, then I'm able to articulate it to you as my partner. And then you, as my partner, can then decide whether you are going to do something with the knowledge or not. And if you don't, then I have a choice to make. But if you do, then our relationship can become that much stronger. Yeah, makes sense? Please let me know, guys, what you're thinking. I think I've pretty much covered the love languages. I hope that it was useful, and I hope that it brought some sort of clarity for you guys in terms of why it is so important. I do hope that you are guys going to either read it in the book form, or you are going to read about it on the internet. You are going to be doing the test so that you can find out what your love language is. And please, if you do, send us a comment, guys. I would love to find out. I would love to know what your love language are, what your love language is, and how knowing what your love language is has changed your life, how it might have impacted your relationship. I would love to hear from you guys, because this is why I do what I do. I love the interaction with you. I love to see how you are progressing on your journey. So this would be really awesome. Let me know if there is anything else from your side with regards to what we've discussed tonight. For those that are watching offline at a later stage that weren't able to be with us live now, please let me know what you thought. Drop us a comment, and we really look forward to creating this beautiful community between us. And I hope that I will see you again in 2 weeks' time. I haven't yet decided on the topic, so maybe you can even drop me a comment with regards to what you would like to discuss, what you would like me to bring up, if there is anything specific from your side. And I will try my best to bring it up in my next events. So I hope you guys will have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much for your time. And may you be blessed. And I look forward to hearing from you, reading your comments, and interacting with you. So have a beautiful evening, and cheers for now.